Good morning, team. Thank you for joining me again on this Monday morning. I really appreciate it. We are deep into section 4 of Take Flight version 4.0, and that area is about delivering an amazing transaction and a remarkable experience so that people remark about you, and creating those systems and processes during the transaction so that people know you're a professional, know that they want to refer you and introduce you. And today's call, episode number 208, is called Do Your Clients Know It's Okay to Introduce You? Interesting question, right? But before I get into that, I want to remind you that my professional purpose is to help you, the broker advisor, optimize your productivity and help you become the best version of yourself. Why? Because happy brokers sell more real estate. And I do that by helping you handle challenges and opportunities that you face every single day. And if you can effectively manage certain situations that arise on a daily basis in your business, you'll be more productive and live a life that is the best version of you. And as always, my ask of you is that you listen to these calls, listen to these episodes as if you are with me in a one-on-one coaching session, either in my office or on a phone call. So on today's 208th episode of my Monday Morning Pep Talk, I will provide you a simple response. You can call it a script if you want, that will help you remind your satisfied clients that you are happy, willing, and able to assist their family, friends, and colleagues with all things real estate. You spend money on marketing trying to convert new clients. You work really hard during the transaction to create a remarkable experience for your clients, and you build a CRM to stay in touch post closing. But you feel like you are not quite getting the number of referrals, introductions that you should. Have you ever felt that way? Let me ask you some questions that I want you to ponder during your next thinking time. Is it possible that your clients who love you and respect your work don't want to overwhelm you with referrals and introductions? Do your clients see you as being too, quote unquote, busy? Do you use the phrase, I'm so busy, when you're talking about work and life? Normally, this comes up when they're asking you how things are going, right? I do it, mistakenly do that, right? I say, yeah, I'm so busy. Do you use that too much? Are you putting the right message out there to your clientele? Do you ask for referrals and introductions? Or do you feel weird asking for them because you know that you don't want to come off as salesy, right? So I hear that a lot. I hear people say, I just don't want to ask for referrals or introductions because I don't want to be that person. I want to be authentic. I want them to come to me directly when I have to ask for it. Well, here's a fact. The majority of your clients will not introduce you if they don't think you have availability. Think about a service provider out there that you work with that you're just like, they're too busy. I just couldn't possibly send them another client, right? They got their signs up everywhere, social media, they're showing to the world that they're so busy. Is that hurting you? Well, like I said, I feel the majority of your clients will not refer or introduce you. They don't think you have proper availability. Think about these questions and consider using the following response when prompted. Okay, step one, create a remarkable experience during the transaction. If you do, most clients will acknowledge your efforts. They will thank you for all of your efforts. If they don't, consider that when you categorize your top 100. Step two, be incredibly aware for when they do give you praise for your efforts, using phrases like, you and your team were so great throughout the process, or thank you so much for all you've done for us. We could not have done it without you. All right. Be incredibly aware of when they say that to you. That's step number two. Step number three, this is the script. This is the response. Okay. We use an acknowledge and remind response. Thank them for their kind words. and remind them that you would welcome their introductions to their family, friends, colleagues, and et cetera, right? Anybody that's in their life that might be in need of real estate brokerage needs. And I'm going to give you a kind of an example, but I want to be clear. You have to use your own words. You have to be authentic. That's why I gave you the 3 steps. Okay, the 3 parts of this response. So it could go like this. Client would say, "Thank you so much for everything you've done for our purchase or sale of our home. We were just talking. And could not imagine trying to do this on our own without you. Thank you so much. We're so grateful." You get those responses, right? You're creating a remarkable experience. They're going to thank you. Okay. So this is how you should respond. "That's so nice that you say that. Thank you so much for those kind words." And pause. If you find one of your family, friends, or colleagues in need of my help and could use my expertise, I'd love to be a part of the conversation. It would be terrific of you if you can make that introduction. Okay, let me say that again. "That's so nice that you said that. Thank you so much for those kind words." And I add a little pause. You could find one of your If you find one of your family, friends, or colleagues in need of my help and could use my expertise, I'd love to be a part of that conversation. It would be terrific if you could make the introduction. There's some key words in there: expertise, conversation, introduction. Those are very soft, powerful words. The simple response script, again, I don't like the word script, but let's call it a response, in your own words, is the final step during a transaction. Teach your clients that you are referable. It lets them know that you've got room in your business for additional clientele. It takes the inauthenticity out of, or I should say, the lack of authenticity out of asking for their support or having to ask for the business randomly, because they in essence are giving you permission to ask because they've led with a compliment. Most of the time we just play around the edges hoping our clients will mention us. That wait and see strategy is inefficient and does not work. Pro tip number 1, again, never use the word referral with your clients. Always use the word introduction. Pro tip number 2, if the transaction just closed and you get that praise and feedback at the end of the transaction, or what I'm going to say here in a minute is the beginning of the relationship, but at the end of the transaction, if you get that type of feedback, you can add onto that response, "Our relationship is just getting started. In fact, I used to say, you're stuck with me. You're stuck with me." And they loved it. My clients loved it. They knew that I was different than all the other salespeople that ran a transactional business model, right? That car dealer, that the minute you drive that car off the lot, the relationship ends. They like you. They trust you. They've gotten to know you, and they want to maintain that relationship. Nobody wants to go get a new broker next time they have to buy or sell. So they're glad that they've got that resource. Okay, they're glad that they've got that resource. So add at the very end, our relationship is just getting started. Or like I use, because I felt it was authentic for me. I just said, "You're stuck with me." And that is how I feel this response, along with doing a phenomenal job during the transaction, allowed me to turn one transaction into 3 and helped me double my business 4 times in 5 years, from 2008 to 2013, during maybe the worst stretch in real estate brokerage history. Okay. So don't worry about markets, worry about your ability to effectively manage a market, and relationships never go out of style. This simple wait for the right moment, acknowledge and remind response is a powerful way to gently and authentically remind your clients that you are open for business, and gives them the permission to refer, to introduce you. Having this response in my toolbox was so powerful for me once I discovered it. So much so that I wanted to dedicate this entire Monday morning pep talk to this very important acknowledge and remind response. So take this final, no cost, easy to implement, and highly impactful step during those right moments within each transaction. It will allow you to be rewarded for all of your hard work. You deserve it. Have a great week, everyone. This will all be out in the email tomorrow, and transcript, the recording will be there for you. Have a wonderful week, and I'll talk to you next Monday.